so okay, yeah, okay, this is a bit annoying because this is not what I want to do. Yeah, I hope this is you can see this clearly, because this is the only way that I can display the stuff. So yeah, these are the values that I added for my main header div and main container, and then these are the values that I just added for the header div, which would be the header tag, this tag over here. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. So let's continue. I'm just gonna keep making it big and small because, well, otherwise then I can't really see anything on my other monitor, which is kind of crappy. So yeah, just bear with me, please. Alright, so then the next step is I've already created the header, and inside the header then I'm gonna create a navigation. I'm gonna create a navigation tag, so I'll just say nav, and then inside of it then I'll create a bunch of link tags, because this is where I'm gonna create the buttons, right? And the buttons, yes, they will serve as links to other pages that you might create. So then I'm gonna create, but it'll depend on the time, because like I said, I don't want to make this tutorial too long, yeah, because then it will defeat the whole purpose. But then maybe with everything that we learned, I'll challenge you to, yes, create all the other pages. I will show you what the web page with all the other pages looks like, and then this could be your challenge and exercise to actually do it. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do the whole thing here. I think that's just way too long. Okay, fine. So I just created a link tag, and then I'm gonna give it a class of call it nav button. No, nav button. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically duplicate them like this. How many? I'm gonna make about 2, 4. Yes, I'll just 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 should be fine. And then this will be the button for the headings page, and then this will be paragraphs, and then that will be okay, let me just make this big again so that you can see what I'm doing here. So basically I've just created these tags, yeah, these link tags, if you can remember from the last time. And yeah, basically I'm just gonna give them names. So yeah, these are the names, and this is how they go. This, because these basically represent the tutorials that I created the last time, and this is just the different pages which have a specific tutorial on it, or shows you what images are like and how they work and blah blah blah. So yeah, so these pages are just like a web page with courses on it, and then you can just click on the course just to see what the particular tag does. So that was the idea behind it. I created that way so that you can to kind of reinforce the learning, so that even as you create the web page, then you can still remember the concepts that you learned. I mean, at the end of the day, once you get all the stuff, then you can just create whatever it is that you want, really cool stuff. So it doesn't really matter. And so I just gave it class of nav button, and so now I've gotta give it some style. So we're gonna go back to the style and then create some style for the nav button. There should be something else. Wait. So I'm gonna see what else I need to create here. Nav button. Okay. Yeah. So at the moment we have style for our main container, main header div, and for the header. So now I've got to create the style for our header text. Header text, and this is how it goes. I will create, I'll say text align. Yeah. What this does is it will take the text, whatever text that you have. This applies to all text tags like the H1 to H6 and even paragraph or span. It will basically just put the text in the middle. So if you have a header that's inside of a div, like a header tag, H1 tag that is inside of a div, and you want it to be in the center, then you just say text align center, and then it will yes, be centered. Or you can put it on the left, on the right, however you like. It's up to you. Just like you would do with like your Word program, where you just align your text according to your desires. Okay, anyway, and then I will give it the color of white. Basically what color does, it just gives the text color. Okay, I could make it black, it doesn't matter. I could do that if I wanted, but I'm not going to do that. So there it is. So now the text is centered. Let's see if I said left. You see left, this is how it would look. If I said right, that's how it would look. So you kind of get the point of what this is doing. So I will just go back to the center, because this is where I want to align it, and with the color white, if I wanted, I could make it purple. I could give the text the color purple, and this is what it would do. So yes, I hope you get the point. So the next style that we're gonna apply is we're gonna put some style on our nav tag. Okay, nav tag doesn't have an ID, so this is how you, yes, like I said before, this is how you apply your styles, right? If it's an ID, then you would use the hash. You will see next time if I want to apply style to a class, I will use a dot. So instead of hash main header div, I would say dot main header div. And if there are no IDs, then you just write the name of the tag, and it will apply style to the tag. But it will apply, this style will apply to all header tags. Any tag that is within the body that is named header will have the style, same as nav. So this is where you should be careful of using specific IDs and not just using the name of a tag to style it, because it just might style the whole page with that same style, which might not be what you want. So I will give my nav width of 100%, and I will give it a background color. Color of old lace. Now, I mean, all of these colors, these are like predetermined colors, like I said. So if you're wondering how the heck did I get, how did I come up with this, I didn't create any of them. They come with CSS. So all of these are pre-programmed or predetermined colors. So if you just put that color, you will get it. But if you just try to, I don't know, it's like just come up with your own name, you will see it will not work. So there's specific names for specific colors. I think this should be universal, but I'm not going to go into that anyway. So I'll say in the display you have different types of displays. Like last time I showed you that one of the displays that I used was a block. Now this time I'm using a display which is called flex. Now what flex does is that it allows me to style the children of that are inside the nav element in a specific way. Like for instance, I'll justify content center. Now I just gave it a display of flex and I just then I said justify center. What this does is that it will take any element that is inside of this tag and it will center them. Almost similar to aligning your text, it will just take the element and then it will put them in the center. Now flex also, it allows you to use percentage in order to determine how much of the space you want a particular element to occupy within the parent tag or element. What I can do is that after this, then I can just, all my nav buttons, then I can just say they should have a width of 10% and they will just basically use that space, tend to only occupy 10%, and they will all be spaced out evenly. Basically with justify center, it just evens things out for me. I don't have to worry about the numbers, it just aligns everything for me. So this is the best explanation I can give. So that's display flex. It's quite useful. I mean, it's good for responsiveness, so that when you reduce the size of your page, then everything will adjust accordingly. So the size of your elements are not fixed. They just use a percentage of the screen's width or height, and when the screen is reduced, the screen size is reduced, then they will also resize accordingly. That's the principle behind the Flexbox model. There's a lot more in-depth information about that, but I'm not going to go into that because I mean it's actually something that needs to be mastered. Well, there's a lot of information about it, so you need to go into that specific topic. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I don't want to dwell so much into it. I just want to give you just bare basic concepts where you can actually start playing around and doing something. This is what this whole tutorial is meant to do, to give you an entry point, and then you can start kind of going more in depth afterwards. Okay, so like I said, now I'm going to use this class selector, right, so that I can style the nav buttons. So I'm going to go dot nav button, so which means that yes, all the nav buttons will be given this style. It will apply to all of them. So this is the smart way to do, instead of doing inline styling where you have to make changes to each and every tag. Whenever you make a mistake, then you can just say, hey, I'll just class these guys together. I'll just give them one class and then I can just style them all together at the same time, and that's very efficient use of time. And then okay, I just gave it a text. Okay, what the text decoration line is, okay, let me just remove this first. What that style does is that all link tags do this. Like by default, when you use these tags, then they have this. Any element that you put inside will have this underlining. And so what text decoration line does, it gives you the power to determine how that is displayed. And if you don't want it, then you just say none. And okay, probably didn't save. Yes, I was looking at this, which is stupid, because yeah, I'm not supposed to be looking at that, but anyway, I'm gonna sort that out also, because I need to get rid of this also. So yeah, no worries about that. That will be next in line.